Good evening, everyone. You are in the spotlight with Brian Gardner for this Thursday, January the 17th, 2019. Good to have you all here for our second of two shows this week. Obviously, we're on the air much later than planned, even much later than our delay that I had announced. So here's the deal. I had a personal reason as to why we had to start late, but even if I was here, we wouldn't have started on time because the voting was apparently not finished, or the tabulation of the voting was not finished. And it just got finished right before I got on the air. There was a couple of issues. I don't know what they were. I'll have to figure out what those were later. But I've been told everything's a go. And for those that have never been with us for any of these awards, the film or TV awards, um, I have a group of people that I trust that I've, known on the message board since I was in probably high school or early days of college. Um, and when we started doing these awards, I passed this on to them because I didn't want it to be a biased thing. I didn't want people to think, oh, this is just what you want, and a biased kind of thing. You and your co-host or whatever, you guys just deciding this. I didn't want people to think that, and I didn't want any influence over the voting. I do vote just to participate, but I don't have any influence on it. In fact, the first time I'm going to see any of this is when I'm announcing it to you, because I always say it's fun for especially now you can see us on screen, but it's fun when I can kind of react at the same time you all are reacting. So when I get the nominations, I give it an email, I open them up, and that's the first I see of them, and I'm kind of seeing them as I'm reading them to you all. So it's a genuine reaction when I see these nominations. If I seem surprised, it's genuine because I haven't seen them before. So, and obviously some of these are predictable. Some of these movies you're gonna know, or actors or actresses you're gonna expect to be nominated. But yeah, so it's cool, and I think one of the lessons I've learned in the last 2 years we've been doing these awards, film and TV. I think we need to go back to the old system of given our tabulators, our team of our awards council, if you will, more time to tabulate the voting, because the last 2 years that we've only given them a week, we've been incredibly late when it comes to showtime for announcing either the nominees or the winners. So lesson learned, but everything is ready to go. Now, my co-host Mike will not be joining us tonight, which sucks because he likes to do the awards voice now, but he also drags things out. And look, maybe that's good for the actual awards, but for the nominations, all we really have to do is read them. So I'm going to try to move through this as quickly as I can. That this in the interest of time, and because I don't think you need to go crazy. These are nominations; they ain't winners. So I will do that. We will move through them quickly, and I'll give you a quick reaction, and then we'll move on. And then I'm not going to do this now because I don't want to waste time, but at the end of the show, I'll explain to you all how you can participate in the live voted awards, which is the awards that we voted on live during the film awards in February. I'll give you the categories for and open up involvement and interaction to decide the nominees for those awards. And I'll also remind you all of the important deadlines as we go forward here. Those of you that help to decide the nominees, the next round will begin tonight in deciding the winners. So I'll let you all know the important information about that at the end of the show, not now, at the end, because I don't want to waste more time here. So that's how that will work. So we do have some newer fans. And I noticed that they were involved throughout the process, and they had a lot of questions, and which is good. That's expected. That kind of stuff happens. But here's the thing. Um, um, for those of you that haven't participated or never been involved, because a lot of people had asked me, well, what made you decide to do this? This is the 9th time we're doing this, and the film awards were what we did before the TV awards. The film awards and the success that they had brought about the TV awards. Why do we do this? I'm going to be brief about this. Why do we do this? We do this because myself and my co-host Mike, when we started this show, we did a lot of ranting and raving about the Oscars, the Golden Globes, and mostly the Oscars, and how it left an awful taste in our mouth because we feel like it wasn't awarding the best in film. It was always like the small budget movies, leaving the big budget movies out. You know, we wanted a balance. We wanted the best in film to try to get the best representation we can of film. And that was always our argument when it came to these award shows. Like, hey, you know, why can't this be balanced? Why has it always has to be about politics? And so, you know, I got a couple emails and a couple responses from people. Hey, you know, you guys should just do your own award show. And that's where it spawned out of. And then I think within like 6 weeks, we put together the first In the Spotlight Film Awards, and they were a tremendous success. And after that, we came up with the TV Awards, and again, they were a success. And then we just went from there, and over the years, it's expanded, and it's become what it is now. And it's always special to me because I feel like people, you know, the first time we did it, I was worried. I'm like, are people going to take this serious? Is this going to end up just being a, you know, a fan base type thing? You know, what's it going to be? And, you know, every year that we do these awards, film and TV, I'm so impressed by the level of interest. I'm impressed by the way people vote, because it shows you, and it shows you that the system works, because I'm sure that some people do just vote for their favorites. And you know, that I can't tell you not to. I mean, we all do, even though we don't claim bias, we all do. But generally, I think people really do vote for what they think is the best. You know, maybe they go look at clips, maybe they go whatever, which is what I always tell you to do. If you haven't seen a movie, look at some clips, kind of research it, and try to, you know, give an idea of what was the best of that year. And I can honestly say that with every award show we've done in these 8-9 years, when I look at the nomination, yeah, there's maybe one or two that I look at and go, huh, you know, but generally it is mostly good. Like I'll look at the nomination list and I'll say, I get it, great, that's awesome. And I think we do a lot better job getting the best representation in film and TV. So that's all I can ask for. So I'm very proud of what we've been able to do over the years. And you know, I'm gonna guess that we have another great list of nominees this year, and we'll have another great list of winners this year. So let's get to it here, and let's get things started off. Again, I'm not going to be as entertaining and as vibrant as my co-host, but I will do my best. You'll also notice too that we're not, well, I'll throw this out here. Before we get going, as always, we remind you all of how you can interact and contribute to the show, have your voice heard by emailing us at itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Remember to use the hashtag itspotlight411, or tonight you can also use hashtag #ITSFilmAwards for anything you tweet regarding the show. And you can find us on Facebook. Just search In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and make sure you like our fan page. I wasn't going to announce all that, but then I'm like, you know what? We want people to talk about it, and if you want to interact with us and stuff, so let me just throw that out there. I was just trying to save time, but really didn't spend that much time on that. So, all right. So with that being said, let's get going here. Let's get right down to business as I open up the nominations list. I don't have to divide it because nobody else is here with me tonight. So we can just get right into business. And as we always do, for those that have never participated or know how we do this, we'll start off with the genre awards. Which is we got animated, comedy, drama. Those are and action adventure. Okay, so those are the categories. As we always do, we'll start off in animated. And here are the nominees. I'll announce both categories in animated, and then we can briefly react to them. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Voice Cast in an Animated Film are Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, Universal, featuring the voice talents of Benedict Cumberbatch, Rashida Jones, Pharrell Williams, Kenan Thompson, Angela Lansbury. Incredibles 2, Pixar, Walt Disney Pictures, Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, Samuel L. Jackson, Brad Bird. Isle of Dogs, Fox Searchlight, Bryan Cranston, Greta Gerwig, Jeff Goldblum, Scarlett Johansson, Harvey Keitel. Ralph Breaks the Internet, Walt Disney Pictures, John C. Reilly, Sarah Silverman, Jack McBrayer, Jane Lynch. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Sony, Samik Moore, Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld, Masahiro Ali, Lily Tomlin, and Zoe Kravitz. And the nominees for Outstanding Animated Film: Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, Universal; Incredibles 2, Pixar, Walt Disney Pictures; Isle of Dogs, Fox Searchlight, Walt Breaks the Internet, Walt Disney Pictures, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Sony. So again, we'll listen to those that are new. You'll find that oftentimes the voice cast and animated film categories are almost identical. Sometimes there's maybe one or two that get swerved up a little bit. And I'm not really overly surprised. I guess I'm surprised that Isle of Dogs got so much love because the movie didn't get seen by as many people. But then again, sometimes that doesn't make a difference in these award and in our award show. So sometimes you do get that. I oftentimes used to believe that if something wasn't seen, because this is obviously a more populous award show that we do, that maybe it won't get as much support. But that sometimes every so often you get surprised. So I am surprised that Isle of Dogs was up here. Maybe not instead of something like Hotel Transylvania 3 or something like that. But generally, this is probably the best 5 movies in animated this year. Yeah, I think this is a good representation. Obviously, I think Spider-Man's probably going to sweep. It's based on how it's been doing and based on how popular it is, but we'll see. That's who really should sweep anyway, because that was the best of the bunch of the ones I've seen. So, all right, animated done. Now we jump to comedy, and we'll start with the actor categories first, and then we'll work our way up to outstanding comedic film. So we'll start in the supporting categories. We'll start with outstanding comedic performance by an actress in a supporting role. The nominees are Gemma Chan as Astrid Young Teal, Crazy Rich Asians. Isla Fisher as Anna Malloy, Tag. Meryl Streep as Topsy, Mary Poppins Returns. Rachel Weisz as Sarah Churchill, Duchess of Marlborough, The Favorite. And Michelle Yeoh as Eleanor Sung Young, Crazy Rich Asians. And the nominees for outstanding comedic performance by an actor in a supporting role: John Cena as Mitchell Mann's, Blockers. John Hamm as Bob Callahan, Tag. Ken Jeong as Go Wee Moon, Crazy Rich Asians. I apologize if I mess up any names. Stefan Kopechik as Colossus, Deadpool 2. Jeremy Renner as Jerry Pierce, Tag. And Ben Whishaw as Michael Banks, Mary Poppins Returns. I guess we shouldn't be shocked to see Crazy Rich Asians popping up a lot here, given that many people thought it was the best comedy of the year. And no surprise to see Mary Poppins Returns, although I kind of thought, even though Meryl apparently did a great job in the movie, I kind of thought her and Ben Whishaw would be kind of overshadowed because all the accolades keep going to Lynn and Emily Blunt. I wasn't shocked to see John Cena for Blockers. He was one of the better parts of the movie. I thought people might forget about Blockers, but maybe not. And then Tag, which was a movie I just recently saw, and it was actually a really funny movie, so I'm glad to see some representation there. And Deadpool 2 in comedy, which is odd. But you know what? That's fine. It can go as a comedy or an action adventure. It's fine. And Stefan is great as Colossus, so that's a good choice. As far as who I think could be the favorites in each category, I would guess you could see anybody from Crazy Rich Asians is probably going to be big here. Although I could see Meryl Streep winning for Mary Poppins Returns. But I would say either Chan or Yeoh for supporting actress, or Meryl Streep could be a dark horse. And then in actor, maybe either Ken Jeong or maybe John Cena will take it, or Stefan Kopechik for Deadpool 2. Probably one of the three. That one's a tough category to call because I'm not sure which one has the most support going for it. So, all right, now the leading categories: outstanding comedic performance by an actress in a leading role. Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins, Mary Poppins Returns. Olivia Colman as Anna, Queen of Great Britain, The Favorite. Leslie Mann as Lisa Decker, Blockers. Emma Stone as Abigail Masham, Baroness Masham, The Favorite. That's a loaded title or name. Constance Wu as Rachel Chu, Crazy Rich Asians. The nominees for outstanding comedic performance by an actor in a leading role: Jason Bateman as Max Davis, Game Night. Henry Golding as Nick Young, Crazy Rich Asians. Ed Helms as Hoagie Malloy, Tag. Lin-Manuel Miranda as Jack, Mary Poppins Returns. And Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Deadpool 2. I think I can. I'm nothing in leading actress surprises me, especially in light of seeing John Cena for Blockers. You figure Leslie Mann would get in. Olivia Colman, Emma Stone, were kind of like co-leads, so them being there doesn't surprise you. Emily Blunt doesn't surprise you, and Constance Wu was the linchpin of Crazy Rich Asians. She was the headliner, and so that doesn't surprise you either. And then and lead actor, I guess it was nice to throw Jason Bateman a nod for Game Night. Henry Golden was again for Crazy Rich Asians, seeing how well it's doing, no surprise there. If you're seeing the representation for Tag, no, I mean Ed Helms was the lead, so Lin-Manuel Miranda, no surprise, and Ryan Reynolds, given Deadpool 2 being placed in comedy, is no surprise. So, interesting categories. I would think lead actress in comedy is a very tough race. Probably one of the tougher ones I'd imagine we'd probably have, because you could easily see Emily Blunt, Olivia Colman. I don't know about Emma Stone. I think Coleman probably would be more of a favorite than her. It's either going to be Constance Wu, Olivia Colman, or Emily Blunt, probably. So it's a 3 actress race there, I would imagine. So that was a tough one to call. Actor, Lynn could get it, or Ryan Reynolds can get it. I don't know if Henry Golden. I think Henry Golden he was great, but I think Constance Wu kind of overshadows him in the movie. So based on what I've been reading and given the accolades that Constance is getting, so I think Lynn or Ryan will probably win that award. That would just be my guess. Although Henry could probably do it too, depending on how much support Crazy Rich Asians gets. He's a popular name too. So I just think that Constance Wu tends to be what people, when you compare the two, she gets remembered more than him, which you can understand. Apparently she was great. I haven't seen the movie yet, but apparently she was great in the movie. So, but yeah. All right, outstanding comedic film. The nominees are Blockers, Universal; Crazy Rich Asians, Warner Brothers; Deadpool 2, 20th Century Fox; Game Night, Warner Brothers New Line; Mary Poppins Returns, Walt Disney Pictures; Tag, Warner Brothers New Line; and The Favorite, Fox Searchlight. Again, in light of what you've heard already, no surprises here. You got Deadpool 2 and The Favorite, both in comedy, so keep that in mind for later. Wonder if that's going to affect the other genre categories. I'm going to be honest, I probably see Crazy Rich Asians or Mary Poppins Returns winning this, only because of both the critical support they've gotten and how popular they've been, plus their more recent movies. And based on the support of them that they've gotten in these awards so far, it makes sense. So one of those two is probably going to win outstanding comedic film. That's my guess. So it should be interesting between those two. All right, that's the comedy genre. Now we move on to the action adventure drama genre, not drama. And we start again in the supporting category. So now the nominees for outstanding action adventure performance by an actress in a supporting role. The nominees are Zazie Beetz as Domino, Deadpool 2; Emilia Clarke as Kira, Solo, A Star Wars Story; Danai Gurira as Okoye, Black Panther; Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne, Ant-Man and the Wasp; Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Avengers Infinity War. I don't know why it's the Infinity War on there, but whatever. Keisha Wright as Shuri, Black Panther. And your nominees for outstanding action adventure performance by an actor in a supporting role: Josh Brolin as Thanos, Avengers Infinity War; Josh Brolin as Cable, Deadpool 2; Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, Ant-Man and the Wasp; Donald Glover as Randall Calrissian, Solo, A Star Wars Story; Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Avengers Infinity War; and Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger Stevens, Black Panther. Now, this is interesting because we've never had this in all the years we've been doing the Film Awards. Deadpool 2 is in 2 different genres. Crazy. That's never happened before. We got Zazie Beetz and Josh Brolin both nominated here, and we had Stefan as a co-author and Ryan Reynolds. So interesting. I never said you couldn't do that, so I can't really complain about it. Look, as far as supporting actress goes, a very good race, very, very good. Obviously, Letitia Wright and Denai Guerrera, you'd expect to be nominated for Black Panther. Um, Zoe Saldana was amazing in Avengers: Infinity War, one of the better parts, so no shock there. Michelle Pfeiffer is, again, a big part of Ant-Man and the Wasp, so that's not shocking. Nice to see Solo get some love. The movie wasn't bad. So Emilia Clarke and Donald Glover, two of the better parts of the movie, both representing these supporting categories. Again, Chris Hemsworth and Josh Brolin were two of the better parts of Infinity War. So great performances by both of them. Michael Douglas, always great, and was great as Hank Pym. Josh Brolin nominated twice in the same category. Once for Thanos, once for Cable, and again, very deserved. He was great as both characters. And Michael B. Jordan, who everybody raved about and thought he'd get an Oscar nomination for Black Panther, no shock to see him here. I think he's the favorite for that category, for sure. And then as far as supporting actress goes, it's probably going to go to either Zoe or Zoe's. Wow, I can't talk tonight. Zoe, Denai, or Letitia. So either Denai or Letitia from Black Panther or Zoe Saldana. It's gonna be one of those three. It's a great category, but I think it's gonna be one of those three. Probably either Zoe or Letitia Wright. All right, now the lead categories. Outstanding action adventure performance by an actress in a leading role. The nominees are Amber Heard as Mira, Aquaman, Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire Deering, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, Wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, Black Panther, Haley Steinfeld as Charlie Watson, Bumblebee. And the nominees for action adventure performance by an actor in a leading role: Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Black Panther, Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible: Fallout, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, Iron Man, Avengers: Infinity War, Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, Venom, Chris Pratt as Owen Grady, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Deadpool 2. Let's talk about actress first, because the actor category is interesting for a number of reasons. But well, this one's interesting too, but you know, a little bit more generic, basic, I should say, because it's interesting in that nothing's earth-shatteringly surprising for this category. Even though Aquaman wasn't my cup of tea, I know it was a lot of people, so seeing Amber Heard here is not really too surprising. A lot of people enjoyed her in that movie. I am a little bit surprised to see Bryce Dallas Howard, because a lot of people weren't as high on Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, but you know, I thought she did better in that movie than she did in the first one. So Evangeline Lilly, again, one of the stronger parts of Ant-Man and the Wasp, but good to see her here. Lupita Nyong'o, no surprise, she was great in Black Panther. Bumblebee gets a little bit of love with Haley Steinfeld. I have not seen the movie, but I heard she was great. So, you know, I guess that's you know, a great choice based on that. So, so it seems like a pretty solid category, though. I think a wide open category. I guess I'd give the edge to either Lilly or Nyong'o. Depending on, I'd say probably Lupita Nyong'o will probably get it because of Black Panther being so huge this year, and she was amazing. But I think it'd be one of the two. I mean, I guess Amber Heard could be an upset pick because Aquaman's so big right now, but I would say either Lily or Nyong'o will win this one. Actor, we see Ryan Reynolds here. He's nominated in comedy, and now he's nominated in action adventure. Crazy. I never thought we'd see this, but look, you can make the argument for either one. You know, I never said you couldn't do this, so good for him. He obviously has a lot of support, so you obviously have to think he's a favorite in one or both categories based on that. Venom, Tom Hardy makes an appearance. Again, that was one of the bigger surprises of the year. So whether the critics liked it or not, the fans did. So I guess it's not surprising to see him here. Chris Pratt being here is no surprise, given Bryce Dallas Howard got nominated. Robert Downey Jr., I think, gets nominated for anything he does. So Mission Impossible: Fallout, Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible was for many one of the better movies of the year. So makes sense that the lead actor gets tossed in here because he's Tom Cruise is what makes it work, in my opinion. So, so obviously him being recognized here is not shocking. And then Chadwick Boseman, again, a foregone conclusion to see him nominated here for Black Panther. So I would say you have to think Ryan Reynolds is a favorite because of all the support we're seeing for him so far. But I honestly think it would be him or Chadwick Boseman that wins this. I could see Tom Hardy being a dark horse, but I think it's either Boseman or Reynolds. So I'd probably put edge towards Boseman, but boy, Ryan Reynolds getting nominated in 2 different genres speaks volumes. But all right, the nominees for Outstanding Action Adventure Film: Aquaman, Warner Brothers; Avengers: Infinity War, Marvel, Walt Disney Pictures; Black Panther, Marvel, Walt Disney Pictures; Deadpool 2, 20th Century Fox; Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Universal; Mission Impossible, Fallout, Paramount; and Venom, Sony. In light of what you've heard so far, no surprises. Obviously, again, if you see more than 5 nominees in any of these categories, that means there was a tie. We do that a lot in the spotlight. I would say the favorites in this category. I mean, you have to say Infinity War and Black Panther have to be the favorites. But you can't cross off Deadpool 2 or even Aquaman. I think Venom was a surprise, but I don't know if it has enough support. Aquaman's a big thing right now. Sometimes recent stuff can get a nice push. And Deadpool 2 was a bigger hit. I would say Avengers: Infinity War and Black Panther are the favorites, but I would keep an eye on Aquaman and Deadpool 2 as well in this category. But I'd still give the edge to Infinity War and Black Panther. All right, now to the drama genre. And again, we'll start off in the supporting acting categories. Outstanding dramatic performance by an actress in a supporting role. The nominees are Lucy Boynton as Mary Austin, Bohemian Rhapsody; Laura Harrer as Patrice Dumas, BlacKkKlansman; Regina King as Sharon Rivers, If Beale Street Could Talk; Katherine Langford as Leah Burke, Love, Simon. Interesting. Millicent Simmons as Regan Abbott, A Quiet Place. The nominees for Outstanding Dramatic Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role: Masahiro Ali as Doc Don Shirley, Green Book; Adam Driver as Detective Philip Flip Zimmerman, BlacKkKlansman; Sam Elliott as Bobby Maine, A Star Is Born; Grim Lee as Brian May, Bohemian Rhapsody; and Sam Rockwell as George W. Bush, Vice. Interesting in supporting actress, because I thought if Lucy Boynton was nominated for Bohemian Rhapsody, she might be in lead, but okay. Regina King was a given here. Very happy to see Millicent Simmons for A Quiet Place, because she kind of gets overlooked. She was great in that movie. Nice to see Love, Simon get some love. I've been really looking forward to checking that movie out. So, and she's obviously great in 13 Reasons Why as well. So I have no doubt she's great in that movie. And then Laura Harrer, who, BlacKkKlansman, the only love it's been really getting is Spike Lee, the movie, and then, of course, Adam Driver. So nice to see her represented here. So pretty solid category. You'd have to say Regina King is the favorite based on what's been going on the awards during award season. But, again, If Beale Street Could Talk has not been seen by as many people. And sometimes it has impact on our awards. So maybe, just maybe, that will hurt her here. We'll see. If it's not her, I'd say either Millicent Simmons, or maybe I'll say Katherine Langford, because she has a young fan base, and Love, Simon was very popular. I don't know if Lucy Boynton will have enough, even though Bohemian Rhapsody was a huge hit. And Laura Harrer, I don't think has enough. So, but I'd say Regina King's still the favorite there, despite the movie not being seen by as many people. All right, and then in the supporting actor category, obviously Masahiro Ali has been doing huge stuff during award season, so you have to say he's the favorite here. But again, Green Book has the same problem as If Beale Street Could Talk. Hasn't been seen by as many people. It's been seen by more than If Beale Street Could Talk, but you have to wonder if that will impact things. If not him, I could see Glenn Lee winning for Bohemian Rhapsody, or even Sam Elliott, or Sam Rockwell, because Vice is being seen by more people. So I guess you could say that this category is pretty wide open. The only one I see is kind of like, getting kind of left in the dust a little bit is Adam Driver, even though I heard he's great. I think everybody else maybe has a little bit more support, or has been recognized enough that they have a little bit more notoriety. But I think, yeah, Masahiro Ali is probably the favorite. If not him, then you could probably see your Sam Rockwell or Glenn Lee from Bohemian Rhapsody. And Sam Elliott, again, anybody but Adam Driver probably has a chance. which is sad because Adam Driver's great, and he's probably, and again, I've heard he's great in BlacKkKlansman, but I just don't see it. All right, lead categories: outstanding dramatic performance by an actress in a reading role. The nominees are Amy Adams as Lynn Cheney, Vice. Emily Blunt is Evelyn Abbott, A Quiet Place. Glenn Close is Joan Castleman, The Wife. Lady Gaga is Allie Main, A Star is Born. And Claire Foy is Janet Shuren Armstrong, First Man. And the nominees for outstanding dramatic performance by an actor in a leading role: Christian Bale as Dick Cheney, Vice. Bradley Cooper as Jackson Jack Maine, A Star is Born. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, Bohemian Rhapsody. Viggo Mortensen as Frank Tony Lip, Vallelonga, Green Book. Nick Robinson as Simon Spire, Love, Simon. And John David Washington as Detective Ron Starworth, BlacKkKlansman. Nothing surprising here, although I am surprised to see Claire Foy because, again, if a movie doesn't get seen by as many people, sometimes I don't think it's going to be represented. But she was here, so good for her. Likely deserves it. Lady Gaga is obviously not a shock. Emily Blunt here is not a shock. So we got another double nominee here tonight. Amy Adams, you could have went leader supporting with her. So once she wasn't in support, I figured she'd be here. I guess Glenn Close is a little bit of a surprise, although she might fall into that same category as Regina King and Mahershala Ali, even though their movies aren't getting seen by as many people. They're winning enough awards where people know of them and maybe are seeing their work. So I would say it's like in the real award season, Gaga or Close will win this one, but Emily Blunt's here too, and the fact that she's a double nominee here as well, maybe she has enough support with us to be able to pull it off. But I still would favor Glenn Close or Lady Gaga with this one. So, and I would say Lady Gaga is probably would probably edge out Glenn Close only because more people have seen The Star is Born, and that I think that would probably tilt things in her favor here. They're both kind of the co-favorites. So, and then in lead actor, absolutely no surprises here. Once Green Book is put in drama, you have once you expect Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen to be in both represented here. Same thing goes for BlacKkKlansman. Obviously Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born, Christian Bale for Vice. Once you saw Vice end up here, because again, Vice, much like Green Book, could have been in either comedy or drama. But I'm glad they're where they are because they do fit more as a drama. Nick Robinson getting in for Love, Simon. Once you saw Kathleen Langford, you kind of figured Nick Robinson would end up somewhere. So good category. Obviously, it's probably between Rami Malek and Christian Bale. I would say Rami Malek probably has the edge here because of the performance. I think it was an amazing performance. But you can't sweep on Bale. Bale's been kind of surprising in how he's been able to, how he's been able to do opposite Rami Malek in some of these awards. So he won the Critics' Choice over him. So. But I would say Rami Malek is the favorite with Christian Bale kind of right there. So, and I guess you can say Bradley, if there's a dark horse here, it's Bradley Cooper, only because, again, A Star is Born, a huge hit this year. That could be a factor here. So, good category, though. And now the nominees for Outstanding Dramatic Film: A Quiet Place, Paramount; A Star is Born, Warner Brothers; BlacKkKlansman Focus Features, Rhapsody, 20th Century Fox; Green Book, Universal; Love, Simon, 20th Century Fox; and Vice, Annapurna Pictures. So really no surprises based on once you get the acting nominations, you kind of get an idea of what's going to be represented in dramatic film. And the big one of that genre anyway, the big award in that genre anyway. So no surprises here. Honestly, I think it's a race between A Star is Born. I think A Star is Born is probably going to win this. You figure, I guess A Quiet Place would be another choice because it got you know, I'm in this particular category. I tend to go towards things that were seen. So you know, Vice is just now starting to get some traction. Green Book just hasn't been seen by enough people. I don't think, and I don't know if enough people will push Bohemian Rhapsody. I guess it's possible. The same thing, Black Klansman, same problem as Green Book. It hasn't been seen by enough people. And it was earlier in the year. Love Simon, I guess, has a fan base, so that could help. I would still say A Star Is Born is probably the big favorite here, and you'd have to say Bohemian Rhapsody and A Quiet Place might be right there. If more people see Green Book by the time the voting ends, maybe that will get a push, but nah, I just don't see it. So A Star Is Born is probably going to win this, I would imagine. With A Quiet Place and Bohemian Rhapsody kind of right there, and then maybe Green Book and Love Simon right under that. Love Simon maybe a little bit above Green Book, but I don't think I could see Vice winning this or Black Klansman. I think the other ones have more of a chance. But again, The Star Is Born is probably has the biggest chance. All right, so that's the end of the genre category. So we did drama, action, adventure, comedy, and animated. Now we go on to what I like to call the technical technical categories, or I guess the miscellaneous categories is the better word, because they're not really technical. But we start off with best music scoring. The nominees are Marco Beltrami, A Quiet Place; Chris Bowers, Green Book; Nicholas Britell, If Beale Street Could Talk; Alexander Desplat, Isle of Dogs; Ludwig Göransson, Black Panther; Justin Hurwitz, First Man; Henry Jackman, Wolf Breaks the Internet; Daniel Pemberton, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse; Mark Scheinman, Mary Poppins Returns; Alan Silvestri, Avengers Infinity War. Interesting to continue to see First Man, Isle of Dogs, If Beale Street Could Talk getting more representation. Not bad choices, really. You know, Green Book, again, has been, you know, picking up some steam. So I guess not shocking to see Chris Bowers here. But I love the choice of Marco for A Quiet Place. Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther is a great choice as well. I haven't seen Ralph Breaks the Internet, but I figure Henry Jackman always does great work. And then Daniel Pemberton for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did amazing work. And then Mary Poppins Returns, The Given, Mark Scheinman, and then Alan Silvestri for Avengers Infinity War. So it's a great category. All the obvious choices are there, along with some that I wouldn't think would be nominated again, because I just don't know if the people had seen those movies. I would say Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther is a favorite, as is Daniel Pemberton. I think they're the co-favorites. Justin Hurwitz always does great work, but again, First Man, I don't know if enough people had seen it. Marco Beltrami could be another guy. I'll say either Ludwig Göransson or Daniel Pemberton will win this, with maybe Mark Scheinman for Mary Poppins kind of right there, along with Marco Beltrami for A Quiet Place. That would be the way I'd put it. So I think it's going to either go to Göransson or Pemberton. All right, now the nominees for Best Visual Effects. See what I meant by technical stuff? The nominees for Best Visual Effects are Ant-Man and the Wasp, Aquaman, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, Isle of Dogs, Mary Poppins Returns, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Venom. Hey, Fantastic Beasts got a nomination. I thought people forgot about that movie. So nice to see something tossed at them. Venom here again as well. All these movies. One of the reasons why we used to only do, like, I think 3 nominees for this category. We expanded because there's just so many movies that do great visual effects now. Really, all the great choices that I would expect to be here are here. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Nothing stood out to me, but again, the whole shrinking thing, it's hard to visually do that. So I guess that's a challenge. Aquaman was obviously a tremendous challenge. Infinity War as well. Black Panther. All these movies, really. Isle of Dogs was a great challenge. Spider-Man was another one. I would say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the favorite here, along with probably Aquaman and Black Panther. Those would be the 3. One of those 3, I think, will take it. I mean, all these movies did great work, but those are the ones that stand out as being very unique and different, and just probably the greatest challenges of the group. All right, now we go on to a category that a lot of people want. No other award show does this category, and I always think it's a great category to have because this is advertising and marketing, especially now viral marketing, is a huge, huge thing, and something that I think is deserved as an award. And it's a tremendously challenging thing to do, especially nowadays with the way film is and so many movies being released every weekend. The only way you can stand out is by advertising and marketing. So unless your movie can stand on its own, like if it's part of a franchise or something, but marketing is very, very key, and that's why we've had this award since day one, because I think it's just a very important part of film, and that's why we always represent it. And this is another category that we expanded in recent years from 3 to 5 because I just felt like there was more films that deserved to be recognized. So your nominees for best film advertising, marketing, or viral marketing: A Star Is Born, Aquaman, Avengers: Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. I'm just going to say this. This is probably going to go to Deadpool 2 because Ryan Reynolds is a marketing genius. If not Deadpool 2, probably A Star Is Born. I can't see it going anything else because I don't think anybody else did anything really unique outside of those two movies. So that one's just an easy one to call. All right, now we go to a group of categories that I've always labeled as the newcomer categories. Well, there's two of them. And then we have another one that's outstanding breakthrough point. So I guess I should say that there's two newcomer categories and something else. I shouldn't lump those together because it doesn't make sense to do that. The next two categories are part of our newcomer categories. Now, people get confused a lot, and I get these two categories along with the category that will follow those two categories. I get more questions about than any other categories, and we've had some people really confused, and we've had some strange nominees both for the film and TV awards for these ones, because people just don't get it. So the next two categories are outstanding breakthrough actor and breakthrough actress. Now, what does that mean? A breakthrough actor and a breakthrough actress, they could have done work. Maybe they did commercials. Maybe they did indie movies or did small guest roles here and there, okay? But usually the people that are represented here, okay, have not done something big, okay? Or if they did something big, they were in a supporting role. Just nothing like you really didn't even think of them in that movie. Okay, all right. So you don't put somebody in these categories that's like, been in a major TV show or a major film before, and it was like a major name that you remember. Okay, here's the thing: when in doubt, the way I look at it is this: if they have done previous work, if you can remember them and know a performance that they did, then chances are they don't belong in these categories. That's just the long and short. And mostly they don't have a lot of work to their name. That's really what it is. So that's the way I view it. So, and then the category after breakthrough actor and breakthrough actor is the outstanding breakthrough performance. And sometimes you can throw in somebody that's new, like a breakthrough actor, like we're about to see. Sometimes you can throw somebody in there, but sometimes you can also throw somebody in there that has done other work. Okay. And maybe they've done great work, but then they've done something that's just transcendent. All right. Something that's just their greatest work they've ever done and kind of put them on another level where their career is going to go into another stratosphere. That's the difference. So I hope that I always say if you have any questions about that, just continue to ask, because people just get confused about it. It's so tough, and I've thought about changing the names of the categories and all that, but we haven't we just keep it because we figure this is the best way to do it. But hold tight, folks. I gotta step away real quick. We have a real issue. Just hang on one second. Sorry about that, folks. Just had a little issue I had to take care of. I might have to step away again in a few minutes, um, but you know. Anyway, so as I was saying, I hope that makes sense as far as explaining the case. I think once you see the nominees in each category, you'll understand kind of what I mean. I hope anyway. For especially those that are new to doing this, going through this with us. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Breakthrough Actress, the first of our 2 newcomer categories. The nominees are Zazie Beetz as Domino, Deadpool 2. Millicent Simmons as Regan Abbott, A Quiet Place. Letitia Wright as Shuri, Black Panther. Your nominees for Outstanding Breakthrough Actor: Julian Dennison as Russell Collins, Fire Fist, Deadpool 2. Noah Jupe as Marcus Abbott, A Quiet Place. Nick Robinson as Simon Spire, Love, Simon. Now, let me talk about actress first. Again, so some of these actresses have had work, but you never really, their work hasn't been really noticed, and maybe they were, supporting or whatever. In these particular roles, they were, again, it's kind of like their breakout role. That's really the way you gotta describe it. So, Letitia Wright obviously was a highlight of Black Panther, so her being here is a perfect choice. Millicent Simmons was a highlight of Quiet Place, and you probably didn't know about her before that movie. Again, and same thing with Zazie Beetz. She was a highlight of Deadpool 2. Again, all 3 of these actresses, highlights from the respective movies, and actresses that maybe you haven't heard of before their respective roles that they had this year. Or, maybe they just weren't somebody that you thought of about what in their previous work. They kind of were in the background or whatever. All 3 of these actresses did great work. I would probably say Letitia Wright's the favorite here, but I wouldn't sweep on Millicent Simmons because she was great in A Quiet Place. So, but I think Letitia Wright's probably the favorite. And then an actor, Julian Dennison, again, I think he's an actor, a young actor from New Zealand. I did very little work. I was over here. At least that's to my memory. I think that he hasn't done very little work here. But again, a highlight of Deadpool 2. Noah Jupe was great in A Quiet Place. First nomination for him tonight. Millicent Simmons had another nomination earlier tonight for A Quiet Place. He kind of got overshadowed by her a little bit because she, both of them were great, but Millicent tends to get more recognition. But he was just as great, and so you can understand why he's here. And Nick Robinson's an interesting name because he's done a lot. He's done some big movies, Jurassic World. I forgot that movie he did last year, that romantic. Everything. I think it was. I think that's the name of it. And then there was another movie he did that was like well, I can't say anything tonight. Good words. Pardon me. Apocalyptic movie. I think it's Chloe Moretz. I forgot what it was. But so he's done other things. But if you ask anybody, look, was he somewhat of a lead in those movies? Was he a lead in those movies? Kinda. But do you remember him in those movies? That's the thing. And in Jurassic World, he was clearly a supporting player. So Love, Simon was really his big tour de force and his big breakthrough. So I'm okay with him being here, even though he's done some big movies. For that reason, I'm okay with him being here. I think he's probably the favorite in this category. So yeah. I guess Julian Dennison could pull it off too, but I think Nick Robinson will probably get this one. Now Outstanding Breakthrough Performance. And now let me read you the nominees and I'll explain to show you why it's different, okay? Here are the nominees for Outstanding Breakthrough Performance. Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Black Panther. Lady Gaga as Allie Mae in A Star Is Born. Again, Chadwick Boseman for Black Panther. The film wasn't on there for some reason. It's the character, so I apologize for that. Again, Lady Gaga as Allie Mae for Black Panther. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, Bohemian Rhapsody. Nick Robinson as Simon Spire, Love, Simon. Constance Wu as Rachel Chu, Crazy Rich Asians. Now, you'll notice some of these performers have done other things. Obviously, Lady Gaga has been huge in music. She's done other roles. Chadwick Boseman, well, not other roles, but she's, somebody you obviously know. Chadwick Boseman's done other things, but this, again, a huge, big breakthrough role from Black Panther. Rami Malek has done Mr. Robot, but as Freddie Mercury was a revelation. Nick Robinson, we already talked about. Now he was in the newcomer category, but here he is here. But again, he's done other work. So this is one example where you can kind of put him in both newcomer category and this, because he kind of is a newcomer that's kind of just finally just burst onto the scene a little bit. Like he's done others work, but this is the first noteworthy work he's kind of done. But in many ways, it's just the first noteworthy work he's done, but it's also performance that sends him into another level. So it kind of quantifies as both. So that's not the best example of what I'm trying to say, but I can't argue with him being in both because of the reason I just mentioned. So, and then Constance Wu, again, somebody that's done other work. She's been on Fresh on the Boat, but this was her breakthrough role as Rachel in Crazy Rich Asians. So, so I hope this makes sense. Again, if you have any questions about these two, the difference between breakthrough performance and breakthrough actor actress, then let me know. It's just hard to explain. I got to figure out ways to better term it, but better term these categories. But anyway, this is a great category. Gosh, I could see it going to anybody in this category. I guess if Nick Robinson gets actor, I probably won't see him get it here. He probably won't get it here. Constance Wu, it's probably going to be between Gaga, Boseman, and Malek. One of those three is going to win. One of those three is going to win. And I'm going to say the edge will probably go to Lady Gaga, but we'll see. But one of those three will probably win this category. All right, moving on. The nominees for Best Ensemble. Now we're out of the acting. Well, we're still acting, but now we're going to basically a cast category here. So it's kind of like what the SAGs do with their big award. All right, so Best Ensemble. The nominees are Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, Deadpool 2, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, Love, Simon, Mary Poppins Returns, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Vice. Honestly, I mean, when you look back at how the support that some of these movies have gotten tonight, this doesn't really surprise me. I mean, Fantastic Beasts probably the only one that surprised me because it's only got one other nomination. But yeah, I think this pretty much all the movies that I thought would be represented here are here. And I'm glad to see Love, Simon here too because they had a great cast, great young cast. Very, very good category. I honestly don't know. I would say probably this is going to either go to Infinity War. I would say that the only ones that I could see probably winning this one are Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Mary Poppins. Those are the ones I think that have the best chance. It could be any one of those movies. I don't know what's really a favorite, but it could be any one of those movies based on popularity and based on their cast. So, so one of those movies I would suspect would win this. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I just can't pick a favorite of that bunch. So, all right, now, what's left to be decided? Writing, directing, outstanding supporting actor, actress, lead actress, and then obviously best picture. So what's left? Those are what's left to be announced, I should say. Now, one of the changes that we made, I think, was it last year or the year before, is recently. One of the changes that we made to these awards, we used to have you all for the overall supporting actor, supporting actress, actor and actress, I should say, and we used to have you all revote, basically vote this category separately, and that would decide the nominations, and usually it would just be and it would be because there's 10 nominees in these categories plus there's a tie. It's very repetitive. You'd see usually all the drama nominations, whoever's nominated in those respective categories for drama, and a few action adventure people throw maybe one comedy actor actress thrown in, and that's what you'd get. We made a change again recently in recent years where we just said, you know what, instead of having you all revote, let's just take the top 10 highest vote getters and put them in that category. So supporting actor in a comedy, supporting actor in an action adventure film, and supporting actor in a dramatic film. We look at the voting, we combine the categories and look and take the top 10 vote getters, and that's your outstanding supporting actor. We do the same thing for supporting actress, lead actor, and lead actress. And we do the same thing for best picture as well. And honestly, I don't think it really changes anything. I think you probably end up with the same, because it's you get the same level of support, and usually people vote the same way anyway. But I just thought it was easier that way, and I thought it really kept from things. It helped make our system even better. Like one of the things I like about the system we use, the voting pattern, the voting way we vote, the way people vote anyway, the way we all vote for this awards, is that it helps keep like fan bases from stuffing the ballot, so to speak. And I think this helps to continue that. It really just keeps things balanced, in my opinion. So that's why I like it this way. So we made that change, and I don't think it's really done too much, other than the fact that this gives you another safeguard to prevent stuffing the ballot box a little bit. So not that would happen with the system we have and the voters that I think we have over the years, but still, with the way people vote, with our show, I don't think people would ever do that, but it helps to have safeguards. So enough rambling, Brian. Let's just get to the categories, right? So I hope that makes sense. So that's the way we do these now. So yeah, that's how we get the nominees for supporting actors, lead actors, and also best picture. So anyway, without further ado, your nominees for outstanding supporting actress in a motion picture. Again, these are overall, no longer genre categories. The nominees are Zazie Beetz as Domino, Deadpool 2. Lucy Boynton as Mary Austin, Bohemian Rhapsody. Gemma Chan as Astrid Young Teo, Crazy Rich Asians. Danai Gurira as Okoye, Black Panther. Regina King as Sharon Rivers, If Beale Street Could Talk. Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Avengers Infinity War. Millicent Simmons as Regan Abbott, A Quiet Place. Rachel Weisz as Sarah Churchill, Duchess of Marlborough, The Favorite. And Letitia Wright as Shuri, Black Panther. So, I guess based on support tonight, based on, what you heard earlier, no real shocks. I would, and usually when you look at favorites in these overall categories, you tend to go with some of the favorites you mentioned earlier, in the genre category. So, I was Regina King, but will the fact that Beale Street Could Talk hasn't been seen by as many people hurt her here? You could also go with any of the ladies from Black Panther, Letitia Wright, Danai Gurira. So Saldana obviously was hugely amazing in Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War. And a young actress like Millicent Simmons for A Quiet Place pull it off. I mean, that one might be a more of a dark horse, but I would say and then maybe Gemma Chan for Crazy Rich Asians, because that was a huge movie this year. I would still say Regina King's the favorite here, but you'd have to give a lot of attention to Danai Gurira, Letitia Wright, and Zoe Saldana because of the popularity of their respective movies. So, all right, the nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actor are Masahiro Ali as Don Shirley, Green Book. Josh Brolin as Thanos, Avengers Infinity War. Adam Driver as Detective Flip Zimmerman, Black Klansman. Sam Elliott as Bobby Mayne, A Star Is Born. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Avengers Infinity War. Ken Jeong as Go Wee Moon, Crazy Rich Asians. Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger Stevens, Black Panther. Wim Lee as Brian May, Bohemian Rhapsody. Sam Rockwell as George W. Bush, Vice. Ben Whishaw as Michael Banks, Mary Poppins Returns. Again, based on how things went earlier with the level of support and popularity of some names here in some movies, no surprises here. Again, you kind of look back at what you said earlier was the favorites in the genre categories and kind of look and see who the favorites would be here. Again, Masahiro Ali would probably, just like Regina King. The question is, did enough people see the movie to recognize the performance? Did enough people seek out the performance to recognize the performance? Josh Brolin no longer splitting the vote here because he's only nominated for Thanos, unlike earlier where he was nominated for Thanos and Cable. Maybe that helps him here. You know, maybe Chris Hemsworth for Avengers Infinity War. Michael B. Jordan, probably a favorite, probably right up there with Mahershala Ali in this category. In fact, that's who I see it being between is Ali and Jordan. I think it'd be one of the two. I would say Lee for Bohemian Rhapsody, Sam Rockwell for Vice, and either Hemsworth or Brolin could be like right up there as dark horse choices, upset choices. But I think it's between Ali and Jordan here. And again, if enough people saw Mahershala Ali, then I think he'll win this. If enough people didn't, I think Michael B. Jordan probably will win this. That would probably be my guess. But yeah, that's it. That's outstanding supporting actor. Very good category of actors, and a very good category of actresses for outstanding supporting actress, obviously. All right, now we take a break from the acting categories and jump to outstanding writing. The nominees are Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Crazy Rich Asians, Deadpool 2, Love Simon, Mission Impossible Fallout, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Favorite, Vice. The movies I thought would be there are there. I wasn't sure if Infinity War or Deadpool 2 would get in, although Deadpool 2 is very, you know, the comedy and the dialogue and stuff is very quick and witty and smart, so I guess it shouldn't be a surprise. Infinity War, they do a little bit of that, but again, that movie was so much more. It was more of an experience. It wasn't so much of a. It was more of it just moved so quick that you didn't really get a lot of time to really do a lot of writing for that movie. It was just kind of, you know, the bare minimum, and not to say it was badly written. It wasn't. Just that you know, it's not a movie you think about when you think about great writing because it had such a breakneck pace to it, and there were some great, very well written scenes. It's just something that it was more about the action adventure component and the visuals, and I know you don't say that about a Marvel movie, but that one really was. It was just more of a, you know, in your face, like so much happening, you know. But it's a great. This is, you know, a great category, and all the movies that I thought would be here and deserve to be here are here. So, you know, based on purely writing, I think you have to give the edge in this category to probably Crazy Rich Asians, maybe even Love Simon. Again, though, you wonder. I mean, Crazy Rich Asians got seen by a lot of people, but will the fact that Love Simon and Black Klansman weren't seen by as many people hurt them? Love Simon was obviously seen by many more people than Black Klansman, so I guess it won't hurt that one too much. But wasn't seen by as many people as maybe say Infinity War or Black Panther or even Crazy Rich Asians. So I would say Crazy Rich Asians is the favorite. You can look at Black Klansman and Love Simon is kind of dark horses. But I mean, yeah, Crazy Rich Asians to me is probably the favorite. Maybe Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse right up there too. I don't know if enough people will support Black Panther here, although that you can't write that one off either. The only ones I think you can write off in this category, even though they were great movies, are Vice, The Favorite, and Mission Impossible, Fallout, really. So I'll give the edge to Crazy Rich Asians here. That would be what I think. If not them, then either Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or maybe like Deadpool 2 or Black Klansman or Love Simon. I know that sounds like I'm listing a bunch of movies, but I'll just say Crazy Rich Asians is the favorite, and then, you know, everybody but the favorite and Vice is probably an option here. Wouldn't surprise me to see anybody but those two movies win, to be honest. Before I get to outstanding director, let me take the moment to explain an award that I will be personally giving out on the night of the Film Awards. It's called the Standing Ovation Award. And this award, I do this at the TV Awards and the Film Awards that we do. And my co-host also has an award as well, but I'll talk more about that later. The Standing Ovation Award is my recognition of a actor, actress, writer, director, film. Well, for the film, it's obviously film. If for a TV show, it's a TV show. For the TV awards, it's a TV show. But in this case, obviously, it's film. It's the Film Awards. This recognition is for somebody, a film, an actor, writer, director, whatever, that's under recognized. It used to be that you couldn't have won an award, or maybe well, you couldn't have won an award. You could have been nominated, but you just haven't never won anything, whatever. I loosened it up a little bit because I was running out of options for myself in this award. So now it's somebody that maybe they've won maybe once or twice, but they still should have won a lot more, or been recognized far more. So it's really about recognizing something or someone that's underappreciated in film, or in the case of TV awards, in television. So that's what this award is. And I usually give it to, again, actor, actress, writer, director, or film slash TV show. Again, this will be film. So it's only usually one choice. I don't think I've ever done multiple choices, but yeah, that's what this is. That's what my recognition, the Standing Ovation Award, is, and I will announce my choice for that award this year at the Film Awards in February. So that's my award and recognition that I'll give out on that night. So that's why I take a moment to explain that. I'll explain my co-host award later in the show. Now, before we get to the next category, which is Outstanding Director, I just got to step away really quickly. So just give me one quick moment and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Now let's get right back to the nominations here. Again, Outstanding Director. The nominees are John M. Chu, Crazy Rich Asians; Ryan Coogler, Black Panther; Alfonso Cuarón, Roma; Spike Lee, Black Klansman; David Leitch, Deadpool 2; Rob Marshall, Mary Poppins Returns; Christopher McQuarrie, Mission Impossible Fallout; Anthony and Joe Russo, Avengers Infinity War; Peter Ramsey, Robert Persetti Jr., Rodney Rothman, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse; and James Wan, Aquaman. So Alfonso Cuarón gets in for Roma, which is shocking. Roma has not been represented anywhere tonight, despite what it's been doing on this award season. Also interesting to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse nominated here with 3 directors, but again, given how big the movie's gotten, how critically well received it's been, how well received it's been by the fans, I guess it's not so surprising. Really the directors that I expected to be here are here, although I am shocked to see Bradley Cooper get left out here because of, again, how popular Star Wars Born is and how people feel like he just hasn't gotten his deserved recognition for that film. So really shocked to see him not here among these directors, but a lot of great choices here. So he'd probably be the only real name not here that probably should be here. But this is a great group of directors. And the fact that Cuarón got in for Roma here might think that he has a lot more support here. Although if he had more support, then I think Roma would have more support, and we'd see more representation of Roma tonight. But maybe we still will, because I don't know really where else it would be, other than director, maybe writing, and then best pictures. Maybe that's yet to come. And then of course the genre category is drama. Maybe you thought it'd be there, but just because it wasn't there doesn't mean it can't show up later. So I guess maybe I can say that he might have enough support to maybe get a push here, but I don't know. be hard to imagine him having more support than maybe Ryan Coogler for Black Panther, John Chu for Crazy Rich Asians, or Rob Marshall, or some of these other big names, Anthony Joe Russo. If people vote on the directing channel, 'cause that's what I always think. I think you should always vote for what is the biggest achievement, obviously, in any category, whether it's acting, directing, writing, whatever. And to me, the greatest achievements, obviously, whatever was the most challenging as far as a film. To write, direct, to put together, whatever. And when you look at these choices, to me, the most difficult films to direct were probably Black Panther, Mary Poppins Returns, Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman, maybe even Black Klansman. So that would be the choices I would have as far as who should win this category. Who do I think is the favorite? The three guys from Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse, the Russos from Avengers, James Wan for Aquaman, and Ryan Coogler. Those are probably the favorites. Although I could see Rob Marshall too, because of how big Mary Poppins Returns is right now. But those would be the favorites. Again, cop out. I'm listing you a bunch of names because there's too many big movies here, so it's hard to tell. Some of these categories it's hard to tell. Sometimes something just stands out so much that you can pick it, but I can't pick that here. Acting is a little bit different. Acting categories are a little bit different. Sometimes you can go pick an all favorite, but with directing and writing, sometimes it's just hard. You just don't know how people are going to vote, and there's just too many. If there's too many popular choices, then it's hard. It's hard to kind of figure it out. So, good category though. Should be interesting. And again, really shocked Bradley Cooper not here. But all right. Now, I mentioned my co-host also has an award or a recognition that he gives out at the Film Awards, and his award is called the Wade Barrett Award for Excellence in Quality. Wade Barrett, of course, was a former WWE wrestler who was a very eloquent speaker, and my co-host, Mike, really enjoyed him, so I named this award after him. Usually this is his award that he picks really his favorite films or actors or whatever from the year. It's basically whatever he wants to kind of recognize from film. It could be, it's usually completely random, but it's all in good fun. And it's just his way of expressing his likes and what he thought was among the best in film for the past year. So that is what his award is, the Wade Barrett Award for Excellence in Quality. And you'll hear him give that out during the awards in February, which he's told me he will be a part of. So you can look forward to him being a part of that, even though he's not part of the nominations here tonight. All right, we have 3 more award categories of which to announce nominations for. So let's get to it so we can try to get off around midnight. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Lead Actress are Amy Adams as Lynn Cheney, Vice. Emily Blunt is Evelyn Abbott, A Quiet Place. Emily Blunt is Mary Poppins Returns. Glenn Close is Joan Castleman, The Wife. Olivia Colman is Anne Queen of Great Britain, The Favorite. Lady Gaga is Ellie Main, A Star is Born. Claire Foy is Janet Sharon Armstrong, First Man. Lupita Nyong'o is Nakia, Black Panther. Emma Stone is Abigail Masham, Baroness Masham, The Favorite. Constance Wu is Rachel Chu, Crazy Rich Asian. So Emily Blunt, twice nominated in this category. So big night for double nominees, some in the same category. So you don't know if that will hurt her. Sometimes you split the vote there. Obviously, none of these, based on how everything's gone tonight, not surprised to see the nominations you see here. I think you have to, the favorites in this category, you'd have to think are, again, same as the drama actress category, Glenn Close and Lady Gaga. Although, again, Emily Blunt being so well represented, you can't rule her out as a dark horse here. Even though Constance Wu's had a great year for Crazy Rich Asians, I don't know if she has enough support here to overcome what Lady Gaga and Glenn Close probably do. Again, the biggest hurdle for Glenn Close is probably the fact that not a lot of people saw The Wife. So that's why I give the edge to Lady Gaga. So I would say she's probably the favorite here, although, again, Glenn Close would be right up there. And then I would have to say you can't rule out Emily Blunt because of how well represented she's been tonight. So, but Gaga's would probably be the favorite if you had to pick one. All right, that's Outstanding Lead Actress. Great category. And now Outstanding Lead Actor. The nominees are Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Black Panther. Black Panther. Christian Bale as Dick Cheney, Vice. Ray Cooper as Jackson Jack Maine, A Star is Born. Henry Golding as Nicholas Nick Young, Crazy Rich Asians. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. Lin-Manuel Miranda as Jack, Mary Poppins Returns. Viggo Mortensen as Frank Tony Lip, Rolanga, Green Book. Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Deadpool, Deadpool 2. Nick Robinson as Simon Spire, Love Simon. John David Washington as Detective Ron Starworth, Black Klansman. Sound like a broken record, but based on how everything's gone tonight, not surprising to see these nominees. Much like earlier when we talked about drama actor, lead actor, much like the same way as a drama actress, I think the favorites of that drama actor are the favorites in here in lead actor. Just like the favorites for drama actress are the favorites in lead actress. Rami Malek and Christian Bale probably the favorites here. Although I would say it's very hard to turn away from some of these other choices like Chadwick Boseman or even Nick Robinson because of how important Love Simon was to a lot of people. But I would, and even Bradley Cooper, because with him not being nominated for director, that might anger some people into pushing more for him to win something here. But I would still say Rami Malek, Christian Bale are the favorites here. I'd always give the edge to Rami Malek because I think the performance was better. But again, Bale's been surprising people by being able to beat Rami Malek head to head in some cases. So it's between the two of them. Rami Malek, I think, would be the favorite, just like Lady Gaga. But in drama actress, but again, Bale's right there, just like Glenn Close is right there in lead actress. So close race between those two, Bale and Rami Malek, as well as Glenn Close and Lady Gaga. So, but if I had to choose, I'd say Gaga is the favorite for actress, and also probably drama actress, and Malik's probably the favorite for actor and also drama actor. So, all right, so now we only have one more category of what's announced the nominations for, and that's the biggest category we have. Best Picture. The nominees for Best Picture are A Quiet Place, Paramount. A Star is Born, Warner Brothers. Avengers Infinity War, Marvel Walt Disney Pictures. Black Klansman, Focus Features. Black Panther, Marvel Walt Disney Pictures. Crazy Rich Asians, Warner Brothers. Love Simon, 20th Century Fox. Mary Poppins Returns, Walt Disney Pictures. Mission Impossible Fallout, Paramount. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Sony. And Vice, Annapurna Pictures. So we got 11, which means there was a tie somewhere. I am very, very, very shocked. Now, I'm shocked, but also I don't know what else you take out here. None of these movies being here surprised me based on how tonight has gone. But I would have thought that either Ralph Breaks the Internet or Incredibles 2 would get in here. But with the ascension of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and some of these other movies doing as well as it did tonight, I guess some things have to be knocked out. You can't have 15 choices, otherwise it defeats the purpose. And you already have one more movie than we would usually have here, because again, 10 nominees is usually the case, so we got 11. It's a great case, it really is. Putting all these movies up against each other, what are the favorites? Again, I'm going to cop out here because I don't know if there is one favorite, because that's the kind of year we had. There's so many big popular movies and that were good, and then there's some of the movies that were a little bit smaller. Maybe you wonder if they got unseen by enough people to be able to get the support to be able to pull this off. Although another thing too, no The Favorite and no Green Book here, and no Bohemian Rhapsody. So very, very interesting category here, because you thought maybe one or two of those would end up in here, but again, what would you pull out? The fact that Love Simon's had so much support tonight, maybe you give more credence to this being able to, but them being able to pull off Best Picture. Crazy Rich Asians, had a lot of support tonight. You have to give credence to them. Obviously, Infinity War, Black Panther, Star is Born, A Quiet Place, Mary Poppins Returns, Mission Impossible, Spider-Man Into Spider all had big popular runs this year. So they're all movies that can pull this off. What do I think is going? It's this is hard. This is very, 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 very hard. Very hard. I've seen most of these movies. It's very hard. You know, recently my co-host asked me off the air, Mike, what I thought was the best movie of 2018, and I couldn't answer him. You know, normally I can answer somebody. I love Black Panther. I love Infinity War. I love Spider-Man Into the Universe, Into the Spider-Verse. You know, those is a number of I don't know, and that's why I think I probably can't name a favorite here because I think a lot of people be in the same boat. I don't know. Yes, every different people. This is probably the closest vote we've ever had in the history of the film awards. So this is going to be interesting. I guess it'd be easier for me instead of me telling you a favorite. What movies I don't think will win this? I don't think Black Klansman will win it. Nothing against the film. I don't think enough people saw it. I don't think Vice will win. I don't know if Mission Impossible, even though it was apparently a great movie, I don't know if it has enough. I don't think I see Mary Poppins Returns winning it. I don't know if Love Simon got seen by enough people, but again, you can't, given the amount of support it got tonight, you can't rule it out. So I guess the only movies I can't see winning this are Black Klansman, Mary Poppins Returns, Mission Impossible, and Vice. Everything else, I think it's fair game. I really do. Even Mary Poppins could somehow pull it off, I guess, but everything else is fair game. It really is. So this could be one of the most interesting races for Best Picture we've ever seen. No doubt. No doubt. And then you see some of the movies that didn't get nominated for Best Picture. It's kind of surprising. But again, a lot of them were movies that just didn't get seen. You know? And some of them were movies that got seen but just got pushed out. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, I mentioned to you at the beginning of all of you at the beginning of the show that at the end of the show, I would tell you all the categories for the live voted awards. These are the awards that you'll vote on live during the Film Awards broadcast in February. Now, for those of you that have not participated in the awards process so far, meaning those that help to decide the nominees for the awards, as I've said, you cannot help to decide the winners if you have not participated in deciding the nominees. But anybody can participate in the live voted awards, either by deciding the nominees or helping to decide the winners on awards night. So this is open to anybody, even those that participated in deciding the nominees so far, and will be participating in deciding the winners. So this is open to anybody, okay? So I'm going to announce to you all right now the categories for the live voted awards. You will have until the deadline for the winning ballots for this year's awards to submit nominees for this year's live voted awards. That deadline is on, let me just pull up the calendar here, I'm sorry. That deadline is on January 31st. So January 31st is the deadline. That's the day that the winning ballots for this year's film awards are due. And it's also the deadline if you want to submit nominees for the live voted awards. So please keep that deadline in mind. So here you go, folks. I'm going to say them twice. Here are the categories for this year's live voted film awards. These are the awards you'll vote on live during the Film Awards broadcast on February the 7th. Here you go. The categories for the live voted awards are Cinematic Moment of the Year, Studio of the Year, Original Song of the Year, Cameo of the Year, Underrated Film of the Year, Underrated Actor, Actress, Cast of the Year. Again, those categories for the live voted awards are Cinematic Moment of the Year, Studio of the Year, Original Song of the Year, Cameo of the Year, Underrated Film of the Year, Underrated Actor, Actress, or Cast of the Year. We're looking for 3 nominees per category. Obviously, if there's ties, we'll have more. In some cases, if by some chance, I doubt this will happen because it never has. If just by some chance we can't, maybe people can't think of 3 nominees, then we'll just have less. But that doesn't usually happen because people ask me what happens after we just have less. So what we do is we let you all submit your nomination choices, and people ask me all the time, well, how does that work? Because does everybody vote in common? They do. Usually you have, some people, usually you have people submit same names or same films or whatever, same moments, whatever. So it does work out. And, we take the top 3 of what we get. So again, you will have until the deadline for the winning ballots for this year's Film Awards if you want to help to send in nominees for the Live Vote Awards. So for those of you that like to participate in decide the nominees for the Live Vote Awards, you have until Thursday, January 31st. Okay, that's the day that the winning ballots for this year's Film Awards are due. That is also the deadline for nomination choices for the Live Vote Awards. At 9 o'clock from Eastern Time on Thursday, January 31st, those are due along with the winning ballots for those that are participating in the and deciding the winners. All that due on Thursday, January 31st at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So please keep those important deadlines in mind. So there's the information for the live awards, and there's also the information for those of you that are helping to decide the winners. Now, those that are deciding the winners are also those that decide the nominees. Remember, if you did not help to decide the nominees, you cannot participate in deciding the winners. Those of you that help to decide the nominees, you probably already got your ballot to help to decide the winners. We already started sending those out today. Oh no, we didn't. No, we didn't. We couldn't. No, we didn't. No. What am I thinking? I'm thinking it's already passed. Wow. I should say we already started sending them out during the show, not during the day. So, during the show, a number of you probably got something in your email box. So some of you might have gotten the nominations before you heard them on the air because we sent the ballots out. So, we did it earlier because obviously you don't have as much time as maybe you used to or whatever, but it's something that I said we could. They asked me earlier if that was okay, and I said go ahead as long as the show has already started. I told them, like, if it's a half hour in, you can start sending them out. So they started sending the ballots out around a half hour into the show tonight. So a lot of you probably already got your ballots to decide the winners. So you have now until Thursday, January 31st at 9 o'clock Eastern Time to help to decide the winners for this year's Film Awards. Again, the only people that got a ballot to decide the winners are people that helped to decide the nominees and have been a part of this process since the beginning. Please keep that in mind. Remember, for those that want to participate in helping to decide the nominees for the Live Vote Awards or help to decide the winners of the Live Vote Awards on awards night, anybody can do that, including those that have been involved in the awards process so far. Okay, that's open to anybody. So keep that in mind. And again, live award nominees are due also on Thursday, January 31st at 9 o'clock from Eastern Time. So that's a very important deadline. The In the Spotlight Film Awards are currently scheduled for Thursday, February 7th. Although we'll see, we might end up moving those to February 12th, maybe. I don't know. Depends. I mean, I don't want another situation like tonight. We have to wait an hour and a half extra for the voting to be done. So I might end up moving the awards, keeping the deadline, moving the awards to that Tuesday, and then also that guarantees us my co-host being on the air with us. Even though he said he'd try to make it even if it's on Thursday, it might be beneficial to have it on a Tuesday and just to ensure that we have them. But we'll cross that bridge. But the deadlines are going to stay the same no matter what, because I just don't think you need more time than that. But yeah. But right now it's currently scheduled. The Film Awards currently scheduled for Thursday, February the 7th. So on Tuesday's show, our next show, next Tuesday, I will give you all the stats that you want. People always like to know how many nominations each studio got, each movie got, actor, whatever. Obviously, we had a number of double nominees, so that's important statistics that people like to know. So we'll give you all that information on Tuesday. Tuesday will be a big show. It'll be a sports entertainment combo show. We'll not be doing wrestling. I'll explain why in just a moment. Tuesday, we'll look back at NFL championship weekend and give our initial preview of the Super Bowl. Won't be too long because we obviously will wait on doing an in-depth preview of the Super Bowl until right before it. So, but we'll do that, and then any other sports headlines. There's some MLB stuff finally starting to happen, so we'll probably talk about anything big from baseball, anything big from college basketball as it starts to heat up here as we approach February. Any other sports headlines we have to cover? Entertainment, box office beat, TV highlights. Again, I'll do some stuff with the film awards, give you all the statistics, information you want, and that will be our show on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, actually, scratch that. What I told you all about Tuesday's show is going to be on Thursday. I'm sorry, I forgot I switched the schedule. I haven't put it on my notes yet. Yeah, so everything I just told you about Tuesday's show, that will be on Thursday. Okay, on Thursday. Tuesday's show will be an all-wrestling show previewing WWE's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We'll go over all the matches, make predictions, all of that stuff. That will be on Tuesday's show, and I'm doing that because we'll have Mike on Tuesday, and he likes to wrestle and stuff, and it helps helps to have him for that. And also, we haven't done an all-wrestling show in a while. And we haven't addressed questions and comments from the fans in a while in regards to wrestling. So this gives us an opportunity to do that. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday's show. So Tuesday, an all-wrestling show previewing WWE's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We'll also address questions and comments from the fans in relation to wrestling. And then on Thursday's show, sports entertainment combo show, box office beat, TV highlights, film awards, statistics in regards to what the nominations that happened tonight. Any other big stuff we have to cover, including the Oscar nominations, we'll cover in entertainment and all the sports stuff, NFL Championship Sunday recap, look ahead to the Super Bowl, college basketball, MLB, all that good stuff will be on Thursday of next week. So that's what's coming up next week. Big show, big week of shows next week. With that being said, that is it for tonight. As always, the show might be over. It's not mean you have to stop interacting and contributing to our show. Continue to have your voice heard by sending us your questions, your feedback, reactions, comments, opinions on the show, on the awards, nominations, whatever. Questions about the show, the scheduling of the show, topic ideas, and breaking news items related to sports, entertainment, wrestling. You want us to cover any of these things, you can do by email, Facebook. Remember, any award submissions can only be done by email only. You can ask questions by any means, but submissions by email only, so please keep that in mind. So again, email for the show is itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Remember to use the hashtag itspotlight411 for anything you tweet regarding our show. And remember, you can find us on Facebook to search In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and then make sure that you like our fan page so you can interact with us and know what's going on and all that important stuff. Remember, social media, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter so you can stay up to date and know what's going on. Like the last couple of days where we moved the show up an hour early, and today we had to move an hour back. Very important to keep it, that's the only way we can kind of let you all know when something last minute happens. So make sure you follow us on social media so you know everything that's going on with the show. And of course, you can interact with us as well. So make sure that you do that. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you know what's up and can interact with us and stuff. So 2 ways to keep with the show and look back at classic episodes. You can either stream us anytime on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search for In the Spotlight 411. When you do, you'll be taken to our show page where you'll find every episode ever produced for YouTube. That's every episode from mid-October of 2015, all up to tonight's current episode. Every episode is available for you to stream anytime you want. So if you want to do that, head over to YouTube and search for In the Spotlight 411. If streaming is not your thing, maybe prefer to listen to us on the go, you're interested in older episodes of the show, if any of that applies to you, check us out on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes, search for In the Spotlight 411. And when you do, you'll be taken to our show pages on both sites, where you'll have access to every episode we've done in the over 8 years we've been doing the show. So every episode from our runs on Blog Talk Radio and TalkShoe, and of course all of our episodes for YouTube, transfer into audio format for your convenience. So that's every episode ever done from October 2010 all up to tonight's current episode in audio format for you to listen to anytime you want. All episodes numbered from the most recent, that being tonight, way back to the oldest, way back in October 2010. Everything on there for you to listen to on the go. Maybe you're want to check out an episode, maybe you're a long time fan, wants to look back at an episode from years ago, or a new fan wants to check out an episode that old for the first time, or you're interested in just keeping up with current episodes, missed an episode, want to check out an episode again. If you want to do any of that, you can do all that and more on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes. Search for In the Spotlight 411. So Google Plus, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, and Google Plus, YouTube, Podbean, and iTunes. The ways to keep up with the show and look back at classic episodes. To search for In the Spotlight 411 and to search for In the Spotlight 411. Shout out to my co-host Mike. Did not join us tonight, but he'll be back with us on Tuesday. So hope everything's going well for him. Shout out to him. I want to thank myself for a great show, pat myself on the back, and thank all of you for your continued support and contributions to the show. Thank you so much for watching. To those that will be watching or listening to this later, thank you to you as well. Thank you for your patience tonight. Again, sorry for the late start, the voting and everything, and that this was, it is what it is, but we did the best we could, and thankfully a lot of you were patient and you joined us anyway, so thank you so much. And to those that participated in the awards so far and will continue to going forward, thank you to you as well. You make this happen, and we're so glad that you're on board and that you enjoy doing it and getting involved in it. So it was a great night. Not as entertaining, I'm sure, without Mike not being here, because he adds a lot of colors to the show, I should say. But he'll be back with us for the awards, so that'll be good. But listen, I think we got a great set of nominees. I think you all did a great job. Those that participated in the signing the nominees, I think you did a great job. And I think we're going to have a great film awards in a couple weeks. So to all those that participated again, thank you. And to those that are going to continue to participate in the future, thank you to you as well. Again, thank you for your patience with tonight's delay. And I hope you all have a great rest of your night, a great weekend, and a great start to your week next week. Stay safe for those that are in the path of the storm, the winter storm. We're going to get hit pretty hard this weekend, so it's going to be rough, but got to power through, right? So everybody stay safe and enjoy your holiday weekend. And we'll see you back here for our next show this coming Tuesday, January the 23rd. Broadcasting and streaming live here on YouTube at 9 o'clock from Eastern time. Remember with the earlier time, 9 o'clock from Eastern time, what's otherwise noted. So until Tuesday, have a good night, everybody.